What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Conquer Your Kitchen. It's your man Tony, and I'm here today to help you knock out some creme brulee. Oh yeah, creme brulee is rich, it's decadent, it's sweet, it's got a hard crackle on the top of it from where you brulee the sugar. That's where the name comes from. Brulee means to burn. You know the French, man, they come up with stuff like that. So that's what it is. Basically, all you're doing is taking an egg custard, cooking it off, sprinkling some sugar on the top, and then we're going to torch it, and it's going to give a nice hard crackle. You'll love it. You'll love it. All right. So if you want to impress your dinner guests, if you've done something really bad and you need to get back in good with your spouse or significant other, this is the dessert to do it with. I guarantee. Well, I can't guarantee because I never really had to use it. Well, I'm guessing that if you've done something wrong and you make this, you'll be in good. Okay, so let's jump right in and get these ingredients going so we can get started. All right. 4 ingredients, guys. That's all it takes. 4 ingredients. We have some heavy cream. Do not substitute 2% whole milk, half and half. No. Use heavy whipping cream. All right? So we got that. We have 3 eggs. We're only going to use the yolks. All right? And we have some vanilla and some sugar. That's it. That's it. The biggest thing that you have to worry about with this recipe is the time. There's a little bit of a time commitment, but the preparation, not at all. Not at all. The preparation takes about 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes, something like that. You're also going to need some ramekins. If you don't have a ramekin, I will drop a link in the bottom there in the description, let you know where you can get them. And you'll need something to bake them in because we're going to bake them in a water bath. They dirty little eggs, and we got to give them a bath. Just don't use dirty eggs. I swear, I don't know where some of this stuff comes from. But anyway, I just have this small casserole. Make sure that they fit inside, you know, comfortably. And then when the time comes, we're going to fill the water bath about halfway up the ramekins. I actually have some water behind me getting warm, or actually that is already warm. So while that's happening, let's just get some things going. Actually, what I'm going to do is while I'm preparing the custard, or the egg part of the custard, we're going to get the cream heating up because we want that simmering but not boiling. You know, we don't want it boiling because if you boil cream, it can break on you. So we don't want that. All right. So you probably remember when you were a kid and your mom made hot cocoa and she put the milk on the stove in the pot and then that skin starts to form. Yeah, we don't want that. So we're just going to bring this to a slow simmer. When the bubbles start coming around the edges, then that's when you know it's ready. So by the time we get done doing this, that should be ready to go. So let's just get this out of the way and start with our eggs. We want to separate. Oh, you know what I don't have is something to put. Hang on. I need something to put my egg whites in. All right. So normally when I crack eggs, I'm in a hurry, and I've shown you guys just that one-hand method. I told you I'd show you how to do it. This isn't the video that I'm going to show you in because I need to use both halves of the egg to separate the yolk. So all you do is crack it and then pull it open like that. Whoa, you see what I almost did there? I almost put the yolks over the bowl for the whites. So I got a little bit of white in there. For this particular recipe, it's not that big of a deal. Now, there are some recipes that you don't want any whites or any yolks in the whites, but we don't have to worry about that. Okay, so that is already simmering, and we're going to move on to egg number 2. And we just get that white separated out of there. And for those who are wondering, the heating unit that I'm using on my videos is an induction cooker, and it works with electromagnetic pulses, but it only works with stainless steel cookware. So if you have aluminum cookware or anything other than something magnetic, it won't work. So, and that is actually boiling a little bit too hard right now, so I'm going to turn it down as soon as I get this other egg yolk in. And bam, we got our egg yolks going. Get my hands wiped off. I'm not going to throw those away. You can save them if you're going to use make a meringue or something like that. Keep the egg yolks. I'm actually going to use it for a egg white omelet. I was going to say an egg yolk omelet. That wouldn't give me. Now I'm going to do an egg white omelet in the morning for breakfast. All right, so just get your whisk and you just want to give this a stir. Now I have room temperature eggs. Here's a little trick. You don't have to have your eggs sitting out for half an hour, 40 minutes to get them to room temperature. Take them out of the refrigerator and then throw a cup of water in the microwave. Let it go for a minute. It's not going to get it too hot. And then take your eggs, put them in there 5 minutes, room temperature eggs. All right, so all we did was just break that up a little bit, get it combined. Then we're going to dump our sugar. Just some regular granulated sugar. Nothing big, nothing fancy. I'm telling you guys, this is a very, very simple recipe that comes together pretty quickly. So this, we want to whip this pretty vigorously until we get a light pale color, okay? So we'll just keep on mixing this until we get to where we want to be. And just like that, we're there. Now, I had to switch hands because my hand was getting a little tired. But also, so the camera can pick this up. When you're doing any kind of eggs or egg yolks or anything like that, do the Z method. See, I'm going back and forth, and up and down. So I'm going back and forth this way and just gradually moving it up and down, back and forth. Now, I'm a lefty, so I can actually do this better with my left hand. But when you're doing this, you might want to switch out so it doesn't get too tired. Either one doesn't get tired or whatever. I don't know. Yeah, maybe you got it like that. I don't know. All right, so we're going to add our vanilla and just get that stirred in. And before I forget, I want to give a nice birthday shout out to my friend April Fisher St. John. I told her I was going to do that like 2 videos ago and totally forgot about it. So I apologize. I got it in. All right, hope you had a great birthday, girl. We swap each other. We don't swap each other. We swap recipes back and forth. Oh, good Lord. I'm going to cause somebody to end up getting a divorce. All right, so we got our vanilla stirred in. And then what we want to do is we want to turn that off. And then we're going to combine our cream with our egg yolks. Now, this is a process called tempering. You don't want to screw this up because if you do, you're going to have scrambled eggs. And that's not good for anybody's creme brulee, okay? So what you want to do is stir this. Now, hang on. I'll show you another little trick. Put a towel down. A wet towel is best, but I don't have time to do that. So put a towel down and just stir gently and pour very slowly. Because what you're doing is you're getting the eggs up to temperature in order to take the cream. Because the cream is hot. The eggs are not. And if you pour them too fast, like I said, you will curdle your egg mixture and you'll have to start over. Okay. So once you get about halfway going and get it stirred in, now your eggs are pretty much up to temp. You'll start to feel your sugar breaking up and becoming more liquid. Then at this point, you can pour a bit more rapidly. Okay? So, we have that in, and what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to switch to a spatula just so I get everything out, and I don't want to incorporate any more air into this mixture. I have a little bit more than I want right now because I would rather have like a smooth glass kind of, finish on here, but I did a little more whisking than I should have. It's not going to hurt the end product. It's just a cosmetic thing. And that really doesn't matter either, because we're going to burn it with the sugar anyway. So yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Forget everything I just said and continue making this dish. All right, so we'll get this and get them in those ramekins and get these bad boys in the oven. Now, while I'm doing this, I thought I'd touch on a subject that some people have brought up and they want to know. So now we're going to go back and forth and get them in as even as possible, because we want these to cook very evenly, okay? So somebody asked me, what's with all the pink? I have a pink towel, of course. I have a pink apron. I have pink utensils, pink bowl. Basically, there's nothing about it. It's my favorite color. When I was a kid, my favorite color was red. And then that got substituted by purple. At one time, I even had a purple car. I had a purple Ford Escort. I think it was I don't remember what year it was. I think it was a 97. A 97 Ford Escort. I love that car. My friend used to call it the Purple People Eater. I don't know. But yeah, pink is just my color. My stand mixer's even pink. You're not going to meet her today. Her name is Trish. Yes, I named her because I wanted to. I can. It's free. It doesn't cost anything. All right. So I had this water getting hot earlier. Now, what I'm going to do real quick, this is just something that I do. If I make a mess, it's no big deal. It's my mess. I have to clean it up. But I'm going to transfer this water into this pitcher. All right. Because you don't want to get any water in your brulee mixture. If you do, it won't set up right, okay? So all you're going to do is just pour that in. And as you see, that's very hot. It wasn't boiling, but I did bring it to a simmer. So you're going to get this about halfway up your ramekin, because you want to give it a head start in the cooking process in the oven. Now, when you're doing this at home, what I just did, do it in the oven. Pull out the rack, put the whatever you're cooking it in, cookie sheet, casserole, whatever. Put your ramekins in, and then pour your water. Because then you have to make that trip from the counter to the oven. I'm doing it for the sake of video. So this is basically it. So we're going to put this in our oven, which is preheated to 325 degrees. And because of the depth that I have here, we're going to let these go for about 40 minutes. Okay? So let's just get these in the oven and get them to baking. All right. So these have been in the oven for about 40 minutes. And as you see, they still have a little bit of a jiggle, okay? But that's okay, because this is a custard. It's going to continue to cook as it cools down. So we're just going to leave it here and let it set until it reaches room temperature, and then we're going to pop it in the fridge. Now, once you put it in the refrigerator, you want to let that sit for at least 4 hours. In my case, I'm going to do it overnight. So the next time you see me will be just like that. But for me, it's going to be the next day. So I might have on something different. I might have on the same thing. I don't know. I might come back in my underwear. Who knows? We'll see in a minute. All right. So just like I promised, it is the next day for me. And this is nice and set. And we are going to now take care of the fun part. Oh, and as I am fully clothed, I do have on pants. So I didn't go with the whole underwear thing. You two might have been okay with it. You might have even been okay with it. But my mother, no, my mother's watching and she would not have been okay with it. So anyway, let's forget all of that and get on with this. Because that's what you're here for, right? To see the fun part. This is the part I love. So this is all set up as you see. We just have some more sugar. Just regular granulated sugar. You're just going to sprinkle a little bit over the top. Okay? And we'll get that on there. You don't want to get too much. But now that you've got your sugar on, time to bring out the big guns. Ow! You can use whatever torch you want. This is the torch that I have. They make little creme brulee torches. I'll drop a link down there on you getting one of those. But for our purposes, well, for my purposes, we're going to use the big boy. Take it, turn it right upside down, and just start Getting that flame on. And then when you see it start to change color there, all right, we're going to just pick it up here and then just start turning it. All right, now after you've gotten that torched, if you've done it right, what you're going to have is a nice, that's hot, you're going to have a nice caramelized topping. Let that sit for about 5 minutes because you want to let that cool down, and that's where you're going to get that nice hard crack. All right, now after it's set up and the sugar has hardened, you're going to get that nice, you hear that? Ooh, that's letting you know that good times are on the way. So, and seeing that it's the next day for me, I'm essentially eating creme brulee for breakfast. But that's okay. It's eggs, it's cream, sugar, that's energy, that's glucose. So I'm just going to get right in here. Oh yeah. See how that cracks? You got, oh. This is going to be good. You know what it's like? You remember back in the day when you had that fresh homemade ice cream? Oh, okay. Imagine this. Imagine grandma's fresh homemade ice cream and some toasted marshmallows, because that's what you're getting from the caramelized sugar on top. Now, when you do this at home, make sure that you, okay, let me stop, because I'll eat this whole thing and not tell you anything. Okay, make sure that you do the sugar part right before you serve it. So put the sugar on, torch it, and then serve it. Because if you put the sugar on, torch it, get this nice topping, and then put it in the refrigerator, what's going to happen is that the moisture from the cream is going to cause it to go soggy. And then you just did all of that work for nothing. So, creme brulee, if you want to get fancy, garnish it with a strawberry, some raspberries, fresh fruit, anything goes with this as far as fruit is concerned. And it actually will kind of cut through the sweetness of it and make it just that much better. Guys, I thank you once again for joining me here on Conquer Your Kitchen. I appreciate you coming by. Like, comment, subscribe, tell your friends about it, and make this dish. You will not regret it. I promise you. Drop some comments and tell me how it came out. I'd love to know how I'm helping you conquer your kitchen. So thank you for joining me. Peace out. I love you. God bless you. Goodbye.